Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Nackie and Carl.
What's up, Nackie?
What's up? I'm
Here
like,
we go.
okay. It's not Thursday though.
We're 22 hours early.
We're 22 hours early. And
So
you wanna, yes, go ahead.
22 hours early for it is, let's see, season 7 episode. I always get this wrong. What is it?
37.
37, closing in on the end of the year. Today, also, a quick note, we are 22 hours early because Nackie and I are both going to be, we're going to be way back east. Nackie's going to be in Maine, right?
I'll be in Maine.
And I'll be in DC tomorrow. So we were like, do we record it or we just go live? And we have more fun going live. And hey, it's our show, so that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
Today we had a great time at an event, a couple events, and so we're gonna do that. We're gonna we have an interview that Nackie did in the back half, and I think that's our show. We're just throwing this together to make sure we got a show out because we don't want to miss a week. So Nackie, what's up?
Yeah, so I am headed to Maine to visit my daughter, who is, she goes to college there. So it's her senior night. And so my family and I, some of my family and I are headed to Maine to support. So that's why we're doing a show today. And then Carl can tell you where he'll be tomorrow with a lot of people from the Bay Area. And so, where are you going to, Carl?
I'm headed to Washington, D.C., where I was maybe a month and a half ago. I mean, not that long ago. I was out there, and I'm Alisi Tulua, and I think it's Papa Ola Lokahi are putting on a current program where there's going to be like 100 different PI organizations there.
So awesome.
And Calvin Chang from the UCLA Data Policy Lab are going to be there. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to see some of the people, our peeps from Naupo are going to be there. And there's going to be some people from the Bay. So there's definitely going to be a California is going to be well represented, especially Northern California. And just cool to go in there, rub shoulders, talk about the things that are most important to us, especially in terms of data, and get to see people like Alisi and Sherry and Calvin and all those people. So yeah, that meeting takes place on Friday, so I'm headed out there tomorrow, and then there is a meeting on Saturday morning, and then I'm headed back. So it's a quick trip out there.
Quick trip. So just a quick shout out to Sunny Tuitele Leapanga, who is checking in on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. It's such an odd day for us to be on Wednesday. We're usually on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So thank you for tuning in. So like Saturday, I'm going to go straight into our check-ins and our slides. So we went to this event, Do It for Pua. It's a golf tournament, annual golf tournament, where all the proceeds go to the Taliva'a family, Pua Taliva'a, who passed like 3-4 years ago. It was during the pandemic time. And so his amazing friends and family put this golf tournament on every year to celebrate him and in remembrance of him, and to raise money for his family, just because they want to. And it's a great event. We usually We usually sponsor and then don't go to the golf tournament because we double book or we're out of town or something like that. But this year, we made it a point to be there, and we are at golf hole number 10. And so
Yeah, we
it was,
didn't. I think the previous years it was just important for us to participate any way we could. So we did sponsor the hole, and we didn't show up. And so this year we had put it on the calendar, and we were determined that we were going to make it this time. Didn't know
mm,
exactly. We kind of had an idea what it would be like. I've been to a these types of golfing tournaments, and they're usually pretty fun, very lighthearted. So I was kind of thinking it was going to be like that, but committing to going next year. I mean, we had a great time, but this next year, you're not going to want to miss hole number 10 on the Diablo Creek golf course, which I went to the wrong golf course. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, we didn't know what to expect, and man, we were blown away by the event.
blown away by the event. So we we know what we're going to do. We set up our plan, and we get to the golf tournament, which it was a nice day in Concord. This is some Pua's sister in the red in the middle, like Susie, and then his family, of course. They had a team. There was like close to 200 people that participated in the Do It for Pua golf tournament, which was put on by his friends and family. It was a great event. I can't even tell you. Like, this is our tent, and we had music going. We had giveaways, free giveaways. We didn't raffle anything off. We just gave stuff away. It's our first year. We may raffle something next year. I don't know. I doubt it because I love giving away stuff. And so we had snacks there. We were at golf hole number 10. And so we're like in the middle of, I don't know how to say this. There's 18 holes. So before you start your second half, you hit us.
Oh,
And you
we're
hit
the
us
hole number one on the back nine.
right, back nine. So when you got to our tent, we had snacks, chips and cookies and water and alcohol and music. And so it was a lot of fun. This is, of course, just a couple of pictures. Mo is in the burgundy Mausoli, and then Joe Cassidy, Susie Cassidy, and then Malia Mausoli. And so they were a team. I mean, it was just, I don't, you really have to be there to understand the feel, the energy, all the fun that's happening. At this event. It was a good day. There was just tons and tons of people who were grateful for the space. And not everybody was a golfer, right? They were just there to do it for Pua. They were there for Pua to remember him. So
They had some serious golfers. They had some
they
guys out
did.
there that
They
were
did.
guys and girls that were really
Mhm.
good. And then you had some people out there that literally, I don't know if they'd ever been on a golf course. They didn't care. They're out there having fun. That's the atmosphere. So if you're a serious golfer, come out next year. If you're not a serious golfer, come out
Come
next
out
year.
next
If
year.
you're there, if you just want to come out and have fun.
Right.
If you just want to come out and have fun, then pay your entry fee, do it for Pua. Come out, hang with us at hole number 10. But yeah, the atmosphere there was just to support Pua's family.
Right, right. And it was a really great event. Like, I can't even, just the feel there. It was family, and here these guys came to this. I mean, everybody that was there were such characters. This was the only women's team that was there, and that's Sophia, Serrana, Flo, and Serrana's daughter, and Serrana won the longest drive for a woman, so she won that. And I mean, everybody just gave had a lot of fun. There was another yes, she would. They were at the golf hole number 14. But I just can't, it's hard to explain how much fun it is. A bunch of PIs on the golf course, just swinging and drinking and having a good time and celebrating. And then afterwards, after the tournament was, and this is Sam and DJ and their team, um, Jetty. So after the golf tournament, they had a banquet where they gave out awards, and then they raffled off a bunch of like a television and the ring security system and cameras and a lot of electronic items. So it was a really good event. Dinner was good. That alcohol was flowing. So I don't know. It was just a really good time, really good time. So that was
We missed
Saturday.
out. We missed out the years we didn't come. I was
Yeah,
thinking about that as we were going. I was like, man, this is at least 2 years that we didn't end up making it. We sponsored the whole and then weren't able to make that. So this goes on the calendar every year. You're going to find us. And I think we're going to be at the same hole each year. Nackie was making friends and politicking for that.
right. I was talking to Vince, who was one of the Vince and Troy, was our contact for Do It for PUA golf tournament. And Vince was like, come back next year. This is your hole. So don't worry about it. So we had a really good time. So thank you to the Do It for PUA team who did a great job, and it was a successful event. And then this is Lena. Sorry, just moving ahead. But thank you so much, Do It for Poor team, the Cassidy family, the Tullyvot family, the Mausoleys, everybody that was there that really made us feel welcomed and fed us food. And then we gave snacks. We gave out wine. So if you were the longest drive, at our hole, you got a bottle of wine. There was hats, there were bags, there were water bottles, there was food. So please come check it out. Check us out next year. We will be at the same hole. So there you
You
go.
could request your own music at our hole. We
Which
had
happened. Which
we had a
happened.
whole PA system there. Next year we're going to have it's going to be a karaoke golf hole if you want to
Yeah.
come in and sing. But
Mm,
it was a lot of fun, and I think that shout out to the venue, right?
mm,
So hole number 10 sits right next to the driving range. So there are a bunch of people that are there for the driving range, and I was worried about because I mean our music was loud
right.
and I was thinking, man, we're gonna have to keep it down. And they're like, no, go ahead, turn it up. And I was thinking, yeah, until somebody complains. Nobody complained. The
No.
people that worked there were coming by laughing and and having a good time. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, the venue gets into the spirit of the event. Like there's nobody in there. There's beer, there's ice chests at golf at the holes that are sponsored.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it was a really fun time. Whether you really love golf or like golf, if you like fun and you like supporting a good cause, we'll see you there next year.
Yeah. So that was a great event. So again, like we can't even say enough about that event. But then and then last night we were invited to the San Francisco Hep B Free Gala, which Lena, our dear Lena, is a big, huge part of SF Hep B Free. Her and Richard, who is the executive director, it was at Intercontinental Hotel on
Hmm.
Howard in San Francisco. It was a huge, huge event. Like it was very, very fancy, very fancy. Um, the alcohol was flowing again with the alcohol, and then tons and tons of food. It's to raise money for SF Hep B. San Francisco, which they did a great job. And Lena has been doing workshops, um, um, tea leaf basket, and then talking about um, Hep B, and just making our community aware of Hep B, basically. So it was a great event. We had a good time. We were there with Christine Moia, who is, of course, with All My Usos, Sylvia, Mama Sil, who is with Fatasi.
The
Um,
queen of the whole wide world.
And we had the queen of the whole wide world, who is with SCDC, Jessica, who is with All My Usos. Manufo and Reno showed up later in the evening. They're with PICP. It was just a great event. Oh, here we go. This is the we took this picture after Sylvia and Christine left, but there's pictures on our social media. So
Yeah,
we had
Ursula Siatonga was there.
yeah,
Anna
Salt was
Mahina
there. Anna Mahina
and
was Salt.
the Tonga's Rise Up crew were there. Colette.
Yes, yes. So it was a Colette, yes, and Anna Mahina, who we hadn't seen for a minute, and then today we got to spend some time with her again. So it was a really great event at Intercontinental Hotel in San Francisco on Howard. This is Richard, who is the executive director for SFB Free. Did I say that? SF Hep B Free.
Be free.
Mhm. So this is Richard. And Richard, funny thing is, Richard is a triplet. And all three of them were there. So the only way I knew Richard was Richard is because he had a dark suit on. And he had, I don't know what the third triplet, his other brother's name was, but one of the brothers, somebody was walking by and was like, Richard. And he's like, no, I'm George. And so
There
now
were
I know.
only errors made on identity after the drinks had flowed
Yeah.
for a while. In the
Yeah.
beginning, nobody mixed it up, but at the end, we were just yelling. Our table was just yelling names as people were going by, just amazed that
Yeah.
he was a triplet. What was funny was he was pretty much the MC for the night, and at the end of the night, he was on stage with his microphone and he was saying, thank you to this person, thank you to that person. He got to Lena's name. And I don't know, there was like 5 of us at the table. There's hundreds, literally hundreds of people in this room. I don't know if there's 5 or 6 people at our table. He got to Lena's name and we went nuts. And she wasn't even in the room. And he was like, he stopped and like recognized that the 5 people, the 5 Pacific Islanders, the Polynesians over there are making that much noise. But it was fun. And then just being there for Lena, it's amazing how much that the community is going to come out and support
Right.
our own. It was really a more of an Asian event than
Yeah.
a Asian Pacific Islander event.
Yeah, it was beautiful. They did a great job. It was amazing. Thank you so much, SF Hep B Free, for inviting us. I appreciate the time that it took to set up this whole gala, and everything was beautiful. The food was delicious. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This is Carl and Mama Sil, and this is Carl with his Matai watch on, his big old Matai watch that he only wears to special events. So
Yeah, it's a if I'm dressing up, if I'm wearing a coat or I don't know, a tie or this was a good event to wear those two. But Matai Watches at mataiwatches.com. Shout out to Behind the Lava Lava, Michael Tan and his crew. And it's like I said, I wore it to Nijin Marketplace one night, and I think I might have worn it on one of our red carpet nights. But really nice watches. Again, they're Samoan owned. They're out of Salt Lake City, I think. They're out of Utah, and great watches, men and women's. They have a line for both.
Yeah, so it was a great evening. I have brother Kook is on. Hey Kook. So yeah, and then Sunday I get on. I get to my sister, who is a pastor in Alameda. Their church was celebrating their 170th year anniversary, Twin Tower Methodist Church. And so here are my sister girlfriends that I've known since I was 12 years old. So 10 years ago. So we had a really good time. We celebrated, we had luncheon, we had church. My whole family was there. Of course, I love that my babies show up for my sisters. And so, I think that's all I had, but I really just wanted to highlight Matai Watches and then Lena for inviting us all to a really great evening in San Francisco. So thank you so much to our Lena for a great event.
That
But
was a lot
yeah,
of fun too. I don't know if we'll be invited back to the Pua Do It for Pua um, charity event. I don't know if they're going to invite us back to the next Hep B Free event. We were that loud.
yeah, we were loud, but we had such a good time, and
Yeah,
so
it was a
I'm
blast.
grateful for that. So yeah, anything you want to add to your week? Like what was going on?
No, I was like you on Sunday. I was back in church.
Mm,
Um, feels good. A good way. I don't know if you're starting the week or if you're ending the week, but felt good to be back amongst the group. And we just got back today from an event. A what was it? We call it a community
It was
focus group, right?
yeah, it was a focus group, but it was to just discuss the strategic plan for the Pacific Islander Cultural District, which is the only one of its kind, I believe, in California. It's in San Francisco. Like there's Chinatown, there's Japantown, there's the Mission District, which is the Latinx cultural
Little
district,
Italy.
and Little Italy, of course. And then there is the Pacific Islander Cultural District, which is Viz Valley, that whole area, District 10, basically in San Francisco. So we're very proud that I think it's only 1 or 2 years old, and so the mayor's office had a focus group to discuss what our needs are, what they want to see coming out of the mayor's office for next year. So it was at the Hut, which is in San Francisco, which is it was hosted by SALT, and then all my usos were there. Fautasi Samoan Community Development Center, which is led by Dr. Patsy Tito, Aisha Enna, who is of course Queen of the World, Karina, who heads the PIYA, and then Yvette Maname, who is the program manager for Sweet Samoan Wellness Initiative.
Tino.
Tino, who is the program manager of the whole wide world, and then Stag Elite was there. SF, Tonga's Rise Up, who is part of SALT. Just it was a really, really good meeting, talking about the needs for the Pacific Islander cultural district and what we want to see happen in San Francisco. So it was a really positive meeting with the mayor's office. So I was excited about that. And then we're headed off to the East Coast starting tomorrow, and we'll be going live from the East Coast. I'll be in Maine. Carl will be in Washington, D.C. with the NHPI Alliance and Naopo. So Naopo will be in San Francisco next month.
Naopo, we just I'm on the board and I got voluntold to figure out a location and a date for the board members for Naopo, and we ended up in San Francisco, and it's end of November. So I have next is to figure out what exactly we're going to do with all the high muckety mucks when they're in town, which I'm sure is going to be fun. But yeah, it was a really busy week, and it's like we're in the middle of the week and we're hopping on planes tomorrow,
Right.
to continue the busy week.
I love that we're starting to fly all over the place. But tell us, for people who don't know what Naopo is, tell us a little bit about Naopo.
Naopo. So during the pandemic, we found out the differences in the health outcomes of COVID. Right. So the Pacific Islander community was dying and getting sick at a much higher rate. So there was a big push to disaggregate the data. And Dr. Samoa led the Pacific Islander COVID response team, the national team.
Mhm.
And they did things so well in terms of getting the data disaggregated, getting services to Pacific Islanders, that the thought was when COVID goes away, we don't want to lose the momentum that we gained. Like we had done so many good things. So out of that, as that group kind of sunsetted, the PI COVID response team, NAOPO, the National Association of Pacifica Organizations, came out of that. Na is the Hawaiian term for more than one or many, and Opo is the Samoan word for embraces. So
Mm,
it's not only stands for the National Association of Pacific Organizations, it also has meaning in the Hawaiian and Samoan language. So that is quick rundown of Na Opo, and we are charter members. We were one of the founding groups of the organization, and we are on the board. So
yeah.
that's how I got voluntold to create a meeting.
Yes, yes. Good evening to Evita. Thank you for tuning in. So that's what we're doing. Carl is headed to Washington, D.C., and then I am headed to Maine to see my baby, but we'll both be checking in. We'll both have microphones. We may stick a mic in your face and ask you all kinds of questions. There is my.
Hey, I got a quick question as
Mhm.
Evie Moley logs in. How do you feel about your one of your babies having senior night in college?
I know. I'm excited to go and just support really and watch her play her one of her final games for college. It's not her final game, but it's their, I believe it's their last home game. And so, yeah, it's just another. I'm grateful to be around still, to see my babies and all that they're doing, and to see my grandbabies, like my two heartbeats and my five heartbeats. So I've got 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I've got 10, 11, 12, 12. That's including my fur babies. And so, I'm my Sunga and my Georgia and my Leo and my Tupu. I mean, I'm excited. And my Mac has his video coming out this Friday, October 20th. The cost. So please go follow and check out the video that's coming your way. My Hi Guy Lai, my Lai has a new song out. So go follow him on social media. And then, Mena and PD are teaching their third week of Pacifica in Focus, which is happening in San Francisco. It's a photography and videography class. I mean, my kids are busy, right? My Evie is in school. My Minna has her class. Mac has music coming out. Lai has a new song out. I mean, I'm just like, I love watching my kids live their passion, fight for what they want to do in life. So I'm just grateful. It's her senior year, and so I hope to just go and support and appreciate what she's doing. And then we are we have an Airbnb out there, and my niece Boogie is headed out there with us, and so we're hoping maybe to have more barbecue for the team while we're out there. So we'll see how that happens and
Does
how
Mo
the.
this know this?
Yeah, yeah, he
Okay.
does. He does. We have an Airbnb, and so of course he's going to cook for my lay while she's out there, and hopefully invite her team over to come cook. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I'm excited. I'm just excited. I really want to go to DC, so we're gonna have to make that happen another time. This is the second time that I'm missing going to DC for a good reason. For a good reason. So I'm excited about that.
It's a
I'm
good
excited.
life to have when you got so many good things you can't get to all of them.
Right, right. I had my checkup today for every 6 months. I get my checkup with my cancer doctor, and so lots of blood work, and so I go back in 6 months for every all good on my end. Everything I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and all is good. So we have our community announcements that are
Real
happening.
quick before we do the community announcements, we always do our NFL check-ins. I'll go
Ooh,
first. The
yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers didn't lose again. One more week, they didn't lose. How'd the Niners do?
The Niners lost this, but it's just. Do you guys have 5 wins?
What's that?
Do you guys
I
have
don't know,
five
but we didn't
wins?
lose. We didn't
Let me.
lose.
Yeah, I was just checking because if you have more than 5 wins,
We
then
got
I could say you
six
could
Super
talk
Bowl
shit,
rings.
but
We got six Super Bowl rings,
but
though.
right, Yeah, I'm talking about right now, like this century. This century, we like to talk about this century. So, um, there's the Niners lost to, I don't even know who they lost to because
They
I ain't
lost to the
even.
Browns.
Oh, that's right, the
Yeah,
Browns. Isn't that
it's a missed
awful?
field goal. They didn't. I mean, it's a missed field
I
goal.
could kick the shit out of that field goal kicker, and usually, like
He's money. I get it, but hey, here's the thing: is when the football team is hitting, the
Mm,
kickers are just kicking the ball. When the
right,
football team is lifting weights, the kickers are just kicking the ball.
right.
Like when all those things are going on, the punters are punting the ball, the kickers are kicking the ball.
Uh-huh.
Like I get why they expect, they're expected to make the
Greatness.
kick, but
We expect Moody to have greatness, and that did not happen. That did not happen. We may have to let him go. That is
what?
my, we may have
Niner
to let
fans are
him
so fickle.
go. I'm just saying, we may have to let him go.
So fickle. It's
Right,
actually,
Em?
I mean,
We might have to let him go. I'm just saying.
my gosh,
I'm
that's
just
so bad. That's so bad. But
right.
I'm not a Niner fan. I always preface this with that. But I mean, it's almost better just to get that out of the way. You know what I
Right.
mean? Rather, if you guys are 13-0 later in the season, all the pressure and all the hype would be on. It almost like makes it easier at this point just to get a loss out of the way. But it's a
Yeah,
field goal.
I mean, we
Don't
had
be
to.
going,
I
go
mean,
firing people.
it was inevitable. We had to get the loss in just to get it in, just to get it in. You guys are playing the Jaguars this week.
Ooh.
We who are we playing? We are playing the Bengals on Sunday.
I need Niner Nation to come through because I fully expected the division rival Browns to have a loss last week and didn't happen. So let's come back from that loss to the Browns and
Playing
smash the Bengals.
Cincinnati. We're playing Cincinnati this week. Sunday, 1:25, 1:30 California time. We are totally going to miss it because Maine does not play anything San Francisco. So we'll probably be on our phones watching it. We'll probably be on our phones. So, anyways, enough of that. Mo and I were downstairs watching the Power Slap, which is put on by Dana White's new thing. It was on my TV, and I was like, "What is this shit happening?" People were getting knocked out from one slap. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not with this. I just don't get it." But anyway,
Yeah, I'm
off
not.
to yeah. And if you're wondering why we're on today, is because we'll be in the air tomorrow. So we decided to come on an hour a day early, so that the rest of the week will be out of town. Evita, have a blessed week yourself. We'll catch you next Thursday. So yeah, let's move to community announcements and then off to George Cruz, who is from Saipan, who was nice enough to talk to me a couple weeks ago.
All right. So we are. Why does mine not advance like yours does? Not a
I can
fan.
advance it. I can advance it.
All right. So who's doing this
Oh,
one? You doing this
it's
one?
advancing.
What?
Um, yeah, that's you.
Did it not advance?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay. So Samoan Solutions 15th anniversary benefit celebration is happening October 28th at Le Maota Community Space. Join us for an evening of celebration to raise funds for Samoan Solutions. The evening will feature cocktail hour, silent auction, live fashion, traditional Samoan dances, and testimonials from our members and community partners. For tickets, visit tinyurl.com/SS15th.
15th. That's going to be a good event at the end of the month.
Yeah.
What do we have? The NHPI College Pathways invites all Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander high schoolers, Central Valley, Kern County, where the Powerball was won last week, on Saturday, October 28th at 4 p.m. At Cal State University, Bakersfield, Student Housing East, 8501 Stockdale Highway in Bakersfield, organized by Central Valley Pacific Islander Alliance. Register at shorturl.at.ekdy9.
Le Pacifica Runway is happening October 21st from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 631 Northeast Grand Avenue in Portland, Oregon. The type of fashion show that is rooted for and by community uplifting the often unseen and overlooked talent in our BIPOC LGBTQ2S plus and or differently abled communities. It also provides a safe and welcoming platform for our people of all shapes and sizes to model in an industry whose beauty standards are rigid and often shaming.
Get your tickets at Le Pacifica. Go check out their Instagram. Samoan Solutions annual turkey trot is on November 18th at Brisbane Marina in Brisbane, California. $10 for youth, $15 for teens, and $20 for adults and fun. It is a free event for everyone who participates. Delicious food and drinks will be provided by PBD and will be the same price as the fun. It's free. There will be Pacifica vendors, community resources, and fitness activities. This is a feel good holiday community event. Come out and trot, run, or walk. Just come out to the Samoan Solutions annual turkey trot. And bam. And so next we have George Cruz, who is with Mariana's Health. He traveled all the way from Saipan, so I got to talk to him. And this is George.
Hafaday, my name is George Cruz, and I am with Mariana's Health group of companies. And we are based on the island of Saipan out in the Northern Mariana Islands, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. I'm the president and administrator of the organization. And we have been providing services in the CNMI for the past 23 years. And our organization, it's a healthcare organization, so we focus on home health, hospice, rehab, medical equipment and supplies, and a lot of prevention work as well. And so one of the things that with Mariana's Health as over the years,
Uh-oh.
George is having technical difficulty.
George is having technical difficulties. We're going to have to possibly play that at the end. So let's give George a break and then come back. How about that?
All right, where's he at? He's at a minute 26 in, so we'll know where to come back. We can try that in a little bit. So when you're in Maine, you got anything? Are you doing anything? I mean, obviously you're seeing your baby up there, but Canada's right there. You got the what is it? The Niagara Falls. You got any sightseeing planned? Anything to do besides, or are you just going to concentrate on your baby's senior night?
We are just concentrating on my daughter's senior night. I just feel like it's a huge night for her. And so we're excited and we're excited for her. So I'm going to try to go live and do some interviews.
Hafaday, my name is George Cruz, and I am with Mariana's Health group of companies. And we are based on the island of Saipan out in the Northern Mariana Islands, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. I'm the president and administrator of the organization. And we have been providing services in the CNMI for the past 23 years. And our organization, it's a healthcare organization, so we focus on home health, hospice, rehab.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead in the water. Poor George. We're going to have to come back to George. I'm just going to have to redo the interview or replay the interview after this. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. So we'll play it at the end of the show. How about that? Um, or if you know how to play it from the files, then that would be good too. But otherwise, I can play it at the end of the show when we're done, and then you know. So sorry. I apologize for the technical difficulties that worked last week and didn't work this week. So, can you fill us in? Do you know what's going on with the Palestinian, any movement? You know what I got on my notification today was the earthquake notification. So I was like, what? I'm sure everybody got the earthquake notification. If you have an iPhone, you got the emergency duck, go hide, get under your,
Duck and cover. Duck and cover.
yeah, duck
That's
and
what
cover.
mine said. So I have an iPhone 8 and an iPhone 15. I
Lord
got them
Jesus.
on both. So just so you know, even the 8 gets those notifications. It's kind of
Mhm.
interesting that the government uses, you know, in the past they relied on radio and TV, and I think they found out that the phone is the place to get, you know, to get urgent messages to people.
Mhm.
So now you get them, they hit the TV, but really it's the phone. Like I was in line at the grocery store, paying for food, and the cashier, the bagger, and myself, all three phones went off all at once. Like everybody was like, "What does that sound? What's going on?" So
Right.
I was it reminded me, and I told you about this when I was in high school. There was a tournament at Piedmont up in the hills, East Oakland,
Mhm.
and so you went to the tournament and you stayed with. So I was an outfielder, so I stayed with one of the outfielders. But there was also an outfielder from Eastern Nevada that was staying there, and there was the earthquake, and you know, Northern Californians are pretty numb to earthquakes, right? I think it was like
Mhm.
a high 2 or a 3 maybe, and you know, the myself and the kid from Oakland and his parents kind of looked around, were like, huh, an earthquake. And we literally kept eating our breakfast, like eating cereal or scrambled eggs or whatever. And the
Mhm.
kid from Eastern Nevada was like, oh my God, it's an earthquake. What are we going to do? What are we still going to play? What's going on? And the, you know, Bay Area people are just numb to earthquakes. We're just like, it's not even really an earthquake. This barely counts as an earthquake. So I didn't. Do you know anybody that was affected by that? I think it was. I don't know
I
where.
think in San Francisco that somebody from my building where I work felt the earthquake, and then you said there was something in Sacramento, but I'm not really sure. I'm
There
not
was
really.
some on the river, but again, it's California. There's small earthquakes every day we don't even hear about, right?
Mhm.
Um, if it's a 3, you start hearing things. But yeah, I think we're just numb to it. I think that, you know, unless it's something where the earth is, you're feeling it or whatever,
Mhm.
um, we kind of, I don't know, we just don't freak out when there are earthquakes.
Yeah, we don't freak out when there are earthquakes, and I don't. I'm so sorry that we don't freak out because.
Even the Bay Area kids' parents, you would think they'd be somewhat, I don't
Mhm.
know, like empathetic to the kid that's from Nevada. They were like just looking at him like it's not even a big deal. Don't worry about it. I mean, we got to the game, and he was still
Day. My
telling
name
all
is
his
George Cruz.
friends about it.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. He was still telling all his friends about it. Oh, did you feel the earthquake? Did you feel the earthquake? Every kid that wasn't from the Bay Area was talking about it. All
Yeah,
the kids that were used to him were like, "What
yeah.
is the big deal?" But it'd be the same as us if we went to the Midwest when there was a tornado somewhere.
Well,
That
that's like when Florida, they have their tornadoes and hurricanes, and we're like, why do people still live there? Like
I don't know.
it's, and then when we have like, I don't know, 2.1 we were talking about and 3.0, like we're like, oh, it's earthquake. But I know people that don't live in California are like, what the hell? There was an earthquake. Why are you still there? Were
Yeah, I've
you
got in my career, my 9 to 5 career, I've had Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas. Like I've had all of those, and Tornado Alley. Just about every year, there's some craziness going on, and I get that they always would say, yeah, but on the West Coast you got earthquakes, and we have horrible earthquakes. Those of us in the Bay Area, we remember 1989. But man, it's not like we have,
There's not an
tornado
earthquake season.
Yeah,
There's
right.
not an earthquake season. It's like every, I don't know, 20 years. No, what is that? 89, 90, like every, I don't know, 50, 20, 30 years, there's a
Yeah,
major earthquake. But they have like hurricane season. And I'm like, yeah, I'm
tornado
not rebuilding
season.
my house every season. So I don't know. I think I'm going to try this video again and pray to God that this happens again. So
You might
just
you might start it at 120, 125, 126, and just see if it goes from there.
okay. Let me I don't know how to do that,
And
so
I
maybe here.
non-communicable diseases, NCDs, and other chronic disease. And so one of the things besides just treating is how do we prevent this? How do we prevent our people from getting sick and dying prematurely, especially? And so this is a cause that has been near and dear to my heart. Growing up, in the Pacific Islands, and then growing up in the Bay Area, since I was in elementary to about high school, and then going to college in Oregon, living there for about 8 to 10 years, and then
Doesn't look like that's going to happen today. We'll have to give it another shot some
Oh
other
my
time.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I think we've given George a shot. I'm so sorry. We will play that. I might have to have it play on its own and post it on and post it.
Yeah, we'll probably do that, and then we can talk to George and figure out what his technical problems were. So next time we have an interview with him, must be George's fault.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Like I think we've given it a shot. I'm good just gonna post George's interview and just so that 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 was done during our appeal concert. But the resource that and in some of our program, part of our program is supported in whole or in part by the funding provided by the state of California, administered by the California State Library, in partnership with the California Department of Social Services and the California Commission on Asian and Pacific Islander American Affairs. And so we will get back to you and play that video in whole, um, either post it on our social media or play it again, do the interview on our next episode. But I'm pretty sure I will play it at the end. I'm trying to play it again before we leave. And then if it doesn't work, then I for sure will play it after this interview. I want to get it out there because it's good information. George Cruz is with Mariana's Health, which is out of Saipan, and I was just so grateful to get the opportunity to talk to him about all the work that he's doing in Saipan, and then his interview, our talk about Stop the Hate and how he prevents um, um, anything like that. And so, yeah, I'm bummed that it didn't happen right now, but there you go. If we're done, like you watch football this weekend, and we'll come back next week and discuss everything that happened in Washington, D.C., and everything that happened in the state of Maine, where we'll be. We'll also talk about what is up and coming with PBD. Hopefully, we'll get an update with Pacific Islander Cultural District and all the amazing things that is happening in the Bay Area and around California. Anything else?
That's a wrap.
We're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to Faika with us.
Love y'all.
And try this one more time.
Huffaday. My name is George Cruz, and I am with Marinus Health, group of companies. And we are based on the island of Saipan out in the Northern Mariana Islands, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. I'm the president and administrator of the organization. And we have been providing services in the CNMI for the past 23 years. And our organization, it's a healthcare organization, so we focus on home health, hospice, rehab, medical equipment and supplies.
All right, I tried. Okay, come back next Thursday, 6 p.m. Come back to FICA with us. Hopefully, George will be back. Love you guys.